Another category of disciplinary action that the board looks at is whether or not a nurse is practicing outside of their scope of expertise. Now, there obviously are certain things that a doctor can and should do, and certain things that a nurse should do. And it's important to get the proper training to know when you're acting within your scope. Also, your employer may set parameters above and beyond what normal nurse practices are. They may have internal practices you have to follow. So become familiar with your employment handbook and the policies and procedures of your employer. It's very important. Now, this sometimes requires experts to get involved to evaluate your conduct to determine whether or not you were within the scope of your practice. The biggest time I see this coming up, frankly, is with APRNs who are supposed to specialize in a certain area. I think there are 4 categories. Again, I'm not an expert about that, but I know that, for example, if your focus is family practice, then you have to do things within that scope. And sometimes it might look like you're practicing outside of that scope. So understanding your scope of practice and what you're supposed to do or be allowed to do and not do is very, very important. And you need to seek proper permissions when you go outside of your own scope or expertise. We can have those discussions when you call on the phone. And if necessary, if you feel that what you did was within the scope of your practice, then we need to be looking outside for consultants to bolster that opinion. Or if you did step outside, let's learn from it, confess to the board the mistake, and move forward.